Hello, hello, and welcome to the show. You are listening to Positive Mindset for Entrepreneurs. I'm your host, Dana Wilde. This is the show where we show you how to leverage the power of mindset so you can build your business faster and make more money and have more fun. Oh, yeah, we're all about that. If you are ready to train your brain every day, make sure to get our daily mantra at danawilde.com/mantra. It's like a little jolt of happy in the morning. Who couldn't use a little jolt of happy, right? Today, we are going to talk about starting your business, pursuing your dream after age fill in the blank. We've had so many people write in about this that it became where I wasn't even going to answer one question. I've got all these different people writing in, but the two that really caught my eye, we had somebody who was just over 60 wanting to pursue a musical career. And, is it possible, wanting to know if they can replace their day job? He wants to know if he can replace his day job with a musical career. Then we had somebody who just turned 80 starting a business right now, and wondering if it's too late for them, and countless others, but those were the two that really jumped out. So I wanted to address this because the short answer is yes, yes, yes. Of course you can pursue your dream now. Yes, of course, without a shadow of a doubt, start now. You can start now and you can have what you want, and it's good to dream and it's good to pursue your dreams. And so I'm just going to hit you with some truth bombs right now that help to make it so obvious that you can do this and you can be successful with this. The first truth bomb is that others have done it. One of my favorite examples is Louise Hay, who is the founder of Hay House Publishing. She started Hay House at age 60. And we've all heard about Colonel Sanders, and Morgan Freeman started late. I mean, there are so many people who have started businesses late in life or started careers late in life. And if they can do it, so can you. I mean, isn't it nice that we have people who've gone before us, who've shown us that it's possible? The next little truth bomb that I think you're going to like, and actually I'll tell you this in the form of a story. Way back when I was in my late 20s, I had a roommate, and she was 39 years old. In fact, she was celebrating her 39th birthday while we were roommates. And I remember her saying on her birthday, I guess I'll never be a rock star. Now that I'm 39, I guess I'll never be a rock star. I'll never be able to do that. And in all my 26-year-old wisdom, I countered and I said to her, well, hold on a minute. Hold on. Let me ask you a question. Do you think ever in the history of the world, ever in the future, that Rolling Stone is going to one day have a picture of some old woman with a guitar and it's going to have the headline Grandma Rocker on the title? Like, is that possible that it could be a headline and a Rolling Stone cover that could someday happen in the future? And so she laughed a little bit, of course, and she said, well, yeah, I can imagine that one day there will be some old woman with a guitar on the cover of Rolling Stone. And I said, well, if it can happen one day to somebody, then why can't it happen to you? If somebody can accomplish something someday, if you are starting something now, like, I don't know, let's say a grocery store chain or a department store chain, and you're starting your first one today and you're naming it after your grandkids or something like that. And is it possible that in the future, there's a possibility of on Entrepreneur Magazine, there's going to be a cover that says, hey, this person started their business at fill in the blank, whatever age you're at now. I mean, just like we have those examples of Louise Hay and Colonel Sanders and so on, you can, if you can imagine it, if it's possible that somebody's going to do it in the future, you can be it. You can be that person who does that thing in the future. It is possible for anybody. It's possible for you, right? So that's the second truth bomb. The third truth bomb that I want to land on you, get ready for this one. whether or not you pursue your dream, the time is going to pass anyway. So you're going to, if we're obviously, if we, there for the, what's it go like, by the grace of God, as the phrase goes, we'll hopefully get older. And if you're going to turn 85, you're going to turn 85 anyway, whether or not you pursued your dream. For our gentleman with the music career, you're going to turn 70, whether or not you pursued your dream. So wouldn't it be nicer to have actually been moving, taking steps toward your dream during that time? Because the time is going to pass. The time's going to pass anyway. And if we're lucky, we will continue to move forward in physical existence and be a part of that passage of time. And so wouldn't it be nice just to be further along with our dream rather than having given up our dreams? Back to this point, talking a little bit about having these models for people who've done it, or having to look at the way, if it's possible for us. One thing I want to say about that, because I think sometimes people of, my generation, certainly, and if you're 80 and you're wanting to start your business now, then this is certainly going to hold true for you. Many of us, we didn't have the examples to show us a variety or a different way of doing things. My generation, when I was raised, there was a certain path you were supposed to take. It was, you would and eventually end up getting married, you would have kids, you would have grandkids, you'd, have the house, all that kind of step by step by step. These were the options that we were given. And certain professions were designated for female, and my generation, luckily, we were a little bit past that. Like, there were certainly some more openings, but we didn't always have the examples. So it's kind of like when the proverbial 4-minute mile barrier was broken. There was no example of somebody who had ever done that. So there was always that little doubt, like, is it possible? And even though I've mentioned some people who are good examples, it's easy to see why there's that little bit of doubt, because we didn't always have the examples of people that we could follow. Now, luckily, of course, today we do have more than ever. But having said that, sometimes I think it's our privilege to become the example. If we can't find the example of the thing that we want to do, or the path that we want to take, or I remember watching an Instagram video not so long ago, and it was of a woman who started bodybuilding, who started training, with weights, like really shaping her body at age 85. And she was awesome. Like, it was amazing what she had done. I think the video that I saw, she was actually 90 because she'd been doing it for a few years. And I thought, you know what? Good for her. She became the example that she couldn't find out there. She couldn't find an 85-year-old bodybuilder, so she became that example. And so if you have a dream, I almost want to say it's almost like your duty to do it, like you, and we don't like to use the word duty too often, because I don't know about you, but it feels kind of constraining. But it's almost like, when you have that idea that, hey, this is something I want to pursue, or gentlemen here, I want to be 65 and I want to quit my day job and I want to become a full-time musician. Well, you know what? Gosh, follow that dream, because when you are taking those steps, you inspire everybody around you. You become the model that we didn't have. When you start a business at 80, you become the model that we didn't have. And so I would encourage you to think of it that way. Step into it as though you're going to create something and become someone who's going to inspire other people. The next thing I want to mention is that if you don't do it for any other reason, some of you are listening to me and going like, well, Dana, I don't necessarily need to be on the cover of Rolling Stone, or I don't need to be on the cover of Entrepreneurial Magazine, or I don't have a dream to like build $1 million business. Like, I just want to start my own business, replace my day job so that I can go into retirement doing this. And so I would say too, that it will improve the quality of your life. Having a dream to follow, having something to pursue, being able to figure out the ins and outs of building a business or the ins and outs of the music industry or whatever your dream is, it improves the quality of your life. It makes for a happier life. It opens up everything in your world because you're not just trudging through doing the same old things every day. You're have this dream that you're in pursuit of. And it gives you a focal point. It gives you a focal point for joy. It gives you a focal point for creating. Whether you're creating music, whether you're creating art, or whether you're creating a business, it's creation. You're creating something. And that's what life is about, isn't it? Really having that idea, the seedling of the idea, and then nurturing it and allowing it to grow and allowing it to get bigger. Isn't that beautiful that we get to do that with our dreams? And so, if for no other reason, pursue your dream. It's not too late for you. Pursue your dream because it will improve the quality of your life. So, one thing I want to talk about is just kind of some straight up what you can do now, the things you can do now. So, the first thing I want to tell you to do now, and I'm assuming by now I've convinced you that you should follow your dream. Hopefully, have I just given you enough truth bombs that you're convinced that you need to follow your dream? All right, I hope so. So the thing to do, don't try to figure it out. Don't try to figure out like the whole list of how to or what you're going to do. Like that is a dream killer instantly, is trying to get into the nitty gritty and trying to figure out every little aspect of how you're going to build this business or how you're going to pursue your musical dream. Instead, start thinking really good thoughts that you're already doing it. So what's happening right now is you're thinking unsure thoughts. Can I do this? Is this a pipe dream? Is this silly to start a business at 80? Or is it silly to start a music career at 65? And that uncertainty gives you an uncertain feeling, and it clouds your mind, and it doesn't allow you to make really clear, good choices. So you want to get away from that uncertain kind of thinking. And instead, and remember, if I haven't said it for a while, you're the only one that can think in your head, right? Nobody else is thinking in your head. I know it feels like it sometimes that other people are thinking in your head, but it's just you. You're the one thinking in your head. So now, instead of thinking those unsure thoughts, instead start doing those little quiet thoughts, talking about your present moment. So in manifesting rules, manifesting school will tell you to talk about the future as though it's already happened, which is terrific advice. But I think sometimes when you're in these beginning stages, it's nicer to really just start thinking about the steps you're taking now and the things that are working now, and to stay focused in the present moment. So it would sound a little bit like, okay, I'm not a professional guitar player right now, but I like this idea that I'm moving forward. So remember, that word "but" is a power word. It will negate everything that comes before it, and you can just focus on what's coming after. So you can think things like, Dana's right. We know that's how you should start every new news story. Dana's right. I like this idea of taking baby steps. And I do see that it is possible that other people have been on this path in some form before me. And I like the idea of having a dream. And I like the idea of figuring out the little bits and bobs that feel good. And I like of nurturing my dream. And I like that I'm dreaming. I like that I'm pursuing my life, and I like that I have a goal that's bigger than myself, and it feels good to think about my dream, and I like moving forward toward my dream, and I like knowing that baby steps will get me there, and I like knowing that it doesn't take a lot of super positive thinking to do it, but I can just think these easy, soothing, nice thoughts and I can get there. So start those little easy thoughts in your mind. It's kind of like not making it such a big deal. So instead of thinking like, "Oh, I've got to manifest this and I've got to really think perfect thoughts and all that stuff," just think of it more like, you know what? I'm just going to quit arguing with myself about this, and I'm going to follow my dream. I'm going to just take those baby steps and move forward. When it comes to quitting your job, the just biggest piece I can give you there for the guitar player who wrote in, um, you'll know when it's time. You don't need to put a date on it or any of that. Just pursue your dream and you'll know. You'll know when it's time. It'll become the next logical step, as Abraham Hicks says, which is one of my favorite phrases. The other piece I want to say that I think is really important, because I know I'm guilty of this, and maybe you are too. But the other piece that's really important to me to mention is that it really is about the journey and not about the destination. The There's that old axiom that the joy is in the journey, and in this case more than ever, it's so true. When we have a goal and we set a goal and we reach the goal, what's the truth about that attainment? The truth about that attainment is we celebrate for about 5 minutes and then we're thinking of the next thing that we want to do. So the impact of the destination is really almost nothing. It's almost nothing. The part of your dream that's so satisfying, the part of your dream that is going to um, bring quality to your life, the part of your dream that is the example for others, isn't the achievement. The part of the dream that's so satisfying, that's improving the quality of your life, and that is inspiring the people around you, is the journey that you're taking. People get to be on that journey with you. They get to follow and see what you're doing and be inspired by what you're doing. You get to improve the quality of your life because you're holding that dream to your heart and you're nurturing it and you're blowing on it like a little flame and igniting it and letting it grow bigger and bigger. It's that daily looking at how can I do this in the easy way? How can I do this in the fun way? What cool thing do I get to learn today? How can I pursue my dreams and still stay emotionally aligned and realize that the joy is in the journey? That is the joy. The joy is in the taking of those baby steps and in the playing and in the learning and in the crafting and in the molding and in knowing, like, okay, I don't want it to be this way, I want it to be that way. Having fun with the process as you're going through the process. That is the joy. The joy really is in the journey. And so if you can milk that journey all along the way, you're going to see that it is so much easier to pursue your dream and to squelch those thoughts of doubt. So the question, can you do it at 60? Yes. Can you do it at 80? Yes. Can you do it at 85? Yes. 90? Yes. 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 You can totally do it. And if you agree with me and you are listening to this, can I get a yes in the comments? Like, really, of course you can. Of course you can pursue and achieve anything that you desire. It's really, like I said, I don't want to use the word duty, but it's like, yes, do it for the joy of it, and do it because if you can dream it, it's possible. And if you can have the seedling of an idea, you got that idea for a reason. So yes, yes, you can totally do it. Get inspired by your own life. Get inspired by your own dream. You're not only inspiring others, you're inspiring yourself. You're inspiring yourself and you're leaving your legacy. So can you do it? Yes, yes, yes. You can totally do it. Start that little talk. I'm already doing it. I'm already on my way. It feels so good to pursue my dream. It feels so good to move forward. I love taking baby steps. I love that I don't have to figure it all out right now, but I still love the little figuring it out. It's fun to follow the feel good path. It's fun to take the baby steps. It's fun to realize that the joy is in the journey, and I am enjoying the journey. I love moving forward. It feels so good to move forward. I love having a dream. I love having something bigger to think about. It feels so good to know that I can do this, and I believe that I can do this, and that feels even better. I love the direction I'm heading. I love having this dream, and without a doubt, know that you've totally got this.